It's showtime. What's up, Jimmy?
What's up, man? What's up, man?
It's all good. Greg,
Oh,
like keep everybody here, okay? Thank you so much, Greg. I think he posted this 6 hours ago. He was ready, man. And I want to say welcome anybody if you're new to us. And I know there's so many great things happening on Wednesday night, but this is the Source Report with myself, Josh Flips Finds Fun, and my awesome co-host right here, Old School Flips, Jimmy. Man, do you have enough toys in the background, Jimmy?
I don't, man. I got some new ones today, so I don't.
I saw on Instagram. I was like, those look pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy find. That thrift store grab bag, $6, added to my collection.
But yeah, so if you're new to the show, hey, everybody, we're going to cover so many great things. We're going to cover some great YouTube resellers, some people selling some stuff, what they're doing on YouTube, and also we're going to have a guest coming on pretty soon. Everyone's link will be in the description. We'd love for you to go subscribe, check them out, support this. This is called the Source Report, where we are bringing you the latest and greatest in sourcing information. Are we ready to get the show started?
Yeah, Miss Flip said, "Party people."
Welcome to the Source Report. Man, Julian, 3Gen Hustle. What is up, dude?
Yo, what up, fellas?
What's up, man?
I hope you saw your caption that said the coolest reseller in the world.
I did, but I had to play it cool. So, I had to live up to it. So I was like, all right, it ain't phasing me.
You did live up to it. I mean, you're like...
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm here. You get 15 minutes. But hey, man, introduce yourself real quick. Tell us where you are. We'll get to where you're going in a little bit, my man. Introduce yourself to the community. We want to bring this exposure to you, man. We want you to be highlighted on today's show, man. So let everybody know who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much, Josh, Jimmy, for having me on. Really, really appreciate it. My name is Julian. A lot of people just call me Jew, so Julian, Jew, whatever you want to call me. I go by 3Gen Hustle on Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. I'm a reseller based out of the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania. Been doing it for a little while, maybe about 4 years. I would say I'm part-time, but we put in full-time hours anyway. So I don't even know, man. I do so many different things. I do have a YouTube channel as well. I got a couple of videos up there. Haven't updated it in a while, but got a few videos that I do need to get out of the system. Hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll have maybe 2 or 3 videos up there again. But yeah, in a nutshell, just a reseller, not only on eBay, but we're talking Amazon, we're talking Facebook Marketplace and locally. So an overall reseller.
Dude, I like that, man. Like man, we probably discovered each other because we were just talking about dads and reselling and doing all this. Man, it was like end of 2020. And I remember I brought you in. I was like, come join me. And you're like, I don't know about this. I don't know. Dude, you've been crushing it. And even Jimmy speaks so highly of you, man. Tell everybody, like, your Instagram game is pretty good, man. I love it. Jimmy's like, no, man. Yeah, Julian's really helping. And I think that's really creative, man. How do you see that helping with the kind of promotional side to helping with reseller and the growth of what you've seen in this last year?
Well, I relate everything back to branding, right? So I come from a music business background. I did marketing side and entertainment side. So I just kind of fused those two things together. And this is a brand, your business is a brand. And if you're trying to get yourself out there on YouTube or on Instagram, That's the best thing you could do, is invest your time, invest your money on some quality promotion, some quality graphics. I learned on my own. So YouTube University, right? I just looked up what I wanted to do, what kind of effects, what kind of programs, learned from other people, and kind of put everything together. So, but I think it's super important, just the visuals alone, right? People buy on emotion. And if you could like hit those trigger points with graphics or with videos, I think people will be curious and like, okay, let me see what he has to offer. Even though you're not physically selling anything like monetarily, right? On YouTube, you're actually selling yourself. Time is money. So
that's good, man. I like that. I like that business model, man. And like I said, Jimmy, anything you want to say, because you were talking about it, you were like, he's really helped you. What tips did he kind of give you on Instagram, Jimmy, that really changed it for you? You were like, I love this now. So
yeah. I mean, so I was starting to get into the reels, and I couldn't get it formatted right. And I saw his reels coming through, and I was like, man, formatted perfectly, like to fit the Instagram screen. And you know me, I mean, I've learned on my own as well. It just takes a little bit longer, right? But no, he talked about like leaning on other people from time to time. Sometimes you do that. And when I reached out to him to help me format that, like, it was like I went to school. Like, he was like, here, do that. He sent video clips, and he was like a little miniature class that he put together right there for me, because I use Filmora, just like he does, and he showed me how to set it up on Filmora. And that, right after watching some of his videos and some of his walkthroughs, I was, not the quality of his, but I had it formatted right. Like, it's all been practiced, and now I'm at least formatting it correctly to where it fits the Instagram screen. So, like, I couldn't thank him enough. I was like, I'm struggling over here. I can't get it right, and he showed me how, and it was very helpful. And I can't even say how much I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate it so much.
Man, yeah, and I also want to know what microphone you have, because your microphone sounds incredible, sir.
It does. A lot of people told me that. So I actually got this off of the same place where I get my pallets, like a liquidation store. Nice. It's an off-brand microphone. It's like it's on. I actually get Amazon return pallets. I could grab the box real quick if you want to know.
No, you're good. I was just wanting to compliment you, man. That thing sounds good.
It's a blue Yeti with an X on the end. That's the X.
Yeah.
That's
it was a return. It's only $700. It's fine.
Actually, like that, a couple of days before I got this mic, I bought like a $300 or $400 Shure mic, like some type of USB thing. I don't even know too much about it, but luckily I walked into the store and saw this mic, and I just tried it. This thing was like $40, bro. I'm like, let me try this. And it was phenomenal. I looked it up on Amazon, reviews are through the roof.
Man, and I'm so sorry. I am getting a little bit of a late breaking brief real quick. Julian, I didn't even know if you knew this. We do have reseller weather updates, okay? I just need to cut to our weatherman real quick.
Weatherman? Josh, you know I'm Dan the Answer Man. I'm not on this show. But the forecast does say you can find me on Score on Friday nights at 9:30 p.m. with Jimmy and Jeff over on Jimmy's channel, Old School Flips. Back to you guys.
Okay, one day he's actually going to give us a weather report. But you just said something about promotion, and I love supporting Jimmy and what he does on Friday nights, guys. Anybody in the chat, go check him out. Such a great show. It's a good wrap up the end of the week kind of show. I love it, man. But dude, you've been an inspiration on, like, explain a little bit to the chat if they don't know 3Gen, man. What does that mean? Explain that name when you picked that out.
Yeah, so originally what the channel was supposed to be was me, my father-in-law, and my son reselling. I taught my father-in-law how to resell after he observed me, like, hustling and grinding and being able to put a down payment on my house. And then he, like, flew with it. Like, I just taught him the basics, and he went ahead and, he turned that into his own business. So now we both resell, but he speaks, like, primarily Spanish. And then my son, I wanted to make like the principles of business and kind of like a base of, what business should be. whether he follows in my footsteps or not. So it's supposed to be 3 generations of hustling: my father-in-law, me, and my son.
Right. And I love that, because that's how me and you talked in the chat. I was talking about something. I sold some toys for my son. He was like, hey, get rid of these, Dad. And you were like, hey, man, I've been teaching my son and my dad. And I was like, I get it. Duh. 3-gen hustle. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bro, I come from a long line of hustlers. I have a great grandmother that's still alive, 101 years old. She travels the world by herself. She lives in the projects in Harlem, and she resells everywhere she goes. So like, she'll come back from like Egypt, right? And then her neighbor will be like, hey, I like your earrings. She's like, you like them? I'll sell them to you. Like, she's amazing, bro.
I love that.
That's awesome. And she's like, I got some other stuff right here if you're interested too, you know.
Yo, for real.
I'll give you 20% off of this stuff if you buy the earrings.
Yeah, I think it's like hereditary, right? That gene of like hustling, and I observed it from my father, and that's kind of how I observed them make something from nothing. I think is like the best way I could encapsulate that. That's
so good, man. I want to shout out definitely Ken. Thanks so much for hanging out, man. And Ken dropped a new video, guys, which was super, super cool. Dory is here, down from South Louisiana. We got Dan, the answer man. Yes, he said, you won't even let me eat my dinner. Well, when you're the weatherman, I don't know where the answer man comes from. But yeah, man, you've just been so cool. Thanks for jumping on the show. We were just kind of going through a list, and I said, Jimmy and I talked about you so much, man, and how you do promotion. And really, guys, that's what I want you to do is go check out 3Gen Hustle on Instagram. Check out YouTube content. You were still doing good, man. I know you were a little apprehensive when you first started doing videos, but I've seen your presence also on a show that you're part of as well. Can you talk a little bit about that show that you've been doing?
Yeah, so the Hustlenomics thing we don't do anymore, but I do the No Cap with Lewis Moore III, Fundamentals of Side Hustling, and Hyphy Gold. And it's just kind of a show where 4 people with 4 completely different viewpoints just sit and discuss all sorts of topics. And you know, I'm religious, you know, I'm Christian, or recently Christian. Derek is like the complete opposite of me. He's like Shaft, you know. What's the name of that actor? Samuel L. Jackson. You know, he's just like cursing all over. Then and all 4 of us are different nationalities. You got Lewis that's over in Germany. These guys are in LA. I'm on the East Coast. So it's so awesome to just sit and discuss things with different viewpoints. And it gets ugly sometimes. It gets kind of crazy, but
it's a fun show, man. I got to watch a few of them a couple weeks back, man. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I have teenage boys, so I know what the title of that show means.
Yeah,
explain the title to everybody a little bit. What the meaning of the title is.
Yep. So cap is what the kids are using now to say like you're lying, or you're literally like putting a lid on it. So no cap is like no holds barred. You know, just raw, ugly. Unfiltered truth.
That it is too.
What is up, Larry? Larry says, hi, Josh, Jimmy, and 3Gen. My son and daughter both sell on eBay. I like that.
Larry's starting to put out some videos. He's starting to get comfortable in front of that
That's
camera.
True. What's up, Luis? Hanging out from the West Coast. He's like the Godfather over there. He don't tell me he's so smooth and calm. But I was like, he's probably got like 30 people working for him. Yeah, Luis does such a great job. But yeah, man, so you were telling me before, you got some updates coming. What's new with reselling? What's new? What have you been kind of working on? You said you're looking at even rebranding a little bit. What's that looking like, man?
Yeah, man, I've completely changed my business structure over the past, I would say 2 to 3 months. That's why I haven't made a lot of updated videos or anything like that. But I started picking up pallets, Amazon return pallets for the most part. I hired 2 employees. I got a virtual assistant. I'm doing a lot of huge, like big items, bro. I'm talking, you know, I picked up barn doors. I picked up fencing. I picked up regular doors, just selling a lot locally.
Nice.
I got put on to some retail arbitrage stuff. So I've been sending like 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. She goes to like Lowe's and Home Depot and Macy's and all these different stores. So like my days are crazy. Like today I came back from picking up 5-6 items from Marketplace. I sold some stuff in the morning. So my days have been crazy, but I've been like fully immersed into reselling in general. And then on the other side of that, I've been doing like Etsy stuff. So like with my wife, like she'll paint, we'll buy, those playhouses for kids.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they got them for free on the different marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, wherever, and then we'll paint them. So we'll like almost like remodel them with spray paint, make them nice. She'll get like reefs. We'll get like lights, like solar lights, and make them look like, I gotta send you a picture. Make them look like real houses for kids, and then we'll flip those. And we're doing like a bunch of little items and like custom made type of items for Etsy. And like, bro, you get something, you get a free house, or you get something between $10 and $30 like that, painted up, you're selling it for $250, $300. Like people are willing to pay that much money for that stuff.
Everybody just pause for a second. And even if you don't understand the 3Gym part, hustle is the name. And this guy will teach you. He's like, if you don't have internet, he'll make sure you can make $1,000. Okay, people? He's got the hustle down. I love that, man. Yeah, Mrs. Flip said it best. The hustle is real.
Right?
It's crazy.
Shout out to Katie Reeds. Thanks for hanging out, Katie. Super, super awesome. Everybody in chat's doing so good. But yeah, man, what we want to do for a little bit is pick your brain, man. You've seen a little bit of the reseller game. You've seen the YouTube community, and what we do with this show is the source report, man. We want to bring exposure to the people that are grinding. They're finding cool stuff. Maybe some of it's seasonal. Like my shoe sales have been skyrocketing. Dude, those like men's river sandals?
No.
Those like funky ones, like the Tevas and all those.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They get watchers in like 10 minutes. I mean, they move quick. So what we want to do in this show is just bring some breaking news and some new reseller content, man. They're putting it out on YouTube. Get your thought process on a little bit. Maybe it's something weird. Maybe it's something that's unheard of to us, or maybe it's something we've been walking by at thrift stores or on Marketplace. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the first one. I will kick it off with our first little bit of breaking news. And I'm going to bring this smaller channel, but I've been really liking this guy because he does listing lives, thrifting after work. I said Troy. Troy's wrong because I'm terrible at editing. That's how bad I've been doing. But he picked up these the finger shoes. I don't know if you've ever seen them. I think they've looked pretty cool. I haven't got the branding very well, but I was watching one of his what sold videos, and those things went, I think he said within like 2 days, $59.95. Pre-owned shoes, $60. Jimmy, I know you have tough shoe prices up there. I was even stalking your last yard sale video because I was like, did you pass those shoes, Jimmy? But those so good. But are there types of shoes that you pick up that you go after because you see them, or are there types of shoes that you're just like, nah, stay away? What about you, Jimmy? What about you, Julian?
You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the best at shoes, so I usually end up pricing everything. So I mean, I'll look for running shoes this time of year. Anything that looks like it's a nice, colorful running shoe that's a good brand. But yeah, for the most, and I'll look for Air Maxes. I'm always looking for Air Max, stuff like that, stuff that I know will sell. But shoes are definitely not my comfort zone. So when I come across a pair of shoes, I'm looking them up. Or like, I picked up some New Balance, not great, whatever, but I paid $3 or whatever, $5 for 2 pairs. Like I'll take it, and they're in great condition. I'll take it, sell them for $15 a piece, and I'll be happy. But yeah, shoes are not my comfort zone.
All right, what about you, Julian?
I do a lot of shoes, but I do the hype beast ones. So like Yeezys, Jordans. I'll try to get them on release date and then flip them locally, for $70 profit, $80 profit. It's just quick, easy flips. I don't get into the used shoes a lot. Not something I particularly look for because of the time it takes to clean it. I think like a lot of the times, like I used to get shoes and then I spent so much time just cleaning them. I'm like, I can't do it.
Right.
anymore. And I don't have enough knowledge of it. Like I see a lot of you guys post like Hoka's and all these brands that like I can recognize visually, but you guys know a lot more than I do on the used shoe game.
I mean, and I get both sides of the coins. You know, I do well because I can find an assortment, like a good variety of shoes around here. I think it helps them close to the military base. You know, they bring in brands that we don't even sell at local stores. So I know, I'm like, oh yeah, they're shopping high end, and that's good. But I do get it. Like I can't get to the places without getting like beat with a stick in line waiting for, you know, the new Jordans to drop. I mean, it gets nuts around here. So do you find like having that patience does outweigh, like you said, learning other brands? Do you feel like for you, that's an easier get? That's an easier, you know what you're going to be able to flip, you know your profit. You feel like that's easier for where you're at? Because I do think it's location too. Like Jimmy said, I'm not going to get shoes that cheap around me, you know? So why focus on shoes? I mean, do you feel like that location helps out with some of those topics?
I think I'm not willing to put in the time to learn it right now. I feel like it's a very broad, it's a very big category.
Yeah.
And you have to know a lot about it. Like, you know, even with certain brands, like, because I've tried it before, like with clothing. I've tried clothing, I've tried sneakers, and then I'll pick up some of the bigger brands, but then the particular like shoe I picked up is just not selling well. And then I'm like, I suck at this. Like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. So I think that's what happened. But since I wear Jordans, I wear Yeezys, I wear all these hypebees, I know it. I know what I can get. It's an easy, like nobody can, you know, lowball me on these shoes. I know, you know, so I think that's where just the comfort zone of it.
Oh, that's smart though, man. And shout out to Chris, Cajun Reseller, who joined in, and Chandra, what's up? She said, "Hey kids." I love that. Just, hey kids. But hey Jimmy, why don't you give us some good breaking news on this awesome guy right here? I mean, this Nerf gun, dude.
Trent, the Radical Reseller. I love his channel. If you guys ever check out his channel, his background is more impressive than my background. He's got toys for days. That's what drew me into watching his channel. I went to this because I recommend him because he is a Nerf expert. Like he sells Nerf guns like crazy, and he knows, like, he'll pick up a gun, he knows the model, what line it's from, and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I think that was called a Swarm Fire. That gun right there is a Swarm Fire. And I think he sold for $30-something. I don't remember exact details on it.
Right.
But I love, that's something that I would break into because I do a lot of toys, right? And I'm starting to look into Nerf guns. But, you know, I've made mistakes on them. This guy knows which ones to pick up. And you can learn that watching his channel. Like he every single day he's shipping out Nerf guns. He also does a lot of information on toys. If you like toys, check out his channel. He knows a lot about toys. He knows more than I do about toys. But I just wanted to highlight that, like Nerf guns, you can make a lot of money selling them on eBay, and I've learned that watching his channel. And yeah, there's a lot of Nerf guns out there, a lot of different styles, brands, and stuff like that.
And I like when, you know, and this is why Jimmy's so good at this. So what we do is we go and dig out channels, you know, large channels, small channels. We want to bring exposure because I started watching Trent just like today. I was clicking on it. I wanted to put his link in here, and I was like, well, let me see what he's all about. And I was like, dang, Jimmy, I'm sorry. I might have to start hitting up Trent. No. But Amazon pallets, you talked about those, man. You're getting some of the returns. Are toys a big percentage of that, or what are you mostly going for? Or are you just getting those variety pallets, man? What does that look like for you? Are toys on your radar at all?
Yeah, I love toys. I got 3 kids, so you know it's something that I know a lot about. And oftentimes I'm selling like some of their old toys that they stopped playing. I mean, they outgrow toys like so quickly now, you know.
Yeah.
So like, and then I like toys, and I'm like a big kid myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I really enjoy toys. But like behind me, I made a 400 Hot Wheel car purchase. Got them for 20 cents a piece. And so then I got into cars. So then I got Johnny Lightnings, and I started getting M2s, and I started learning about cars. And I have these little cars. I just had them on my desk, but I'm selling some of these cars for $50 a pop. These little like tiny vehicle. They look like the bigger die-cast models, but in miniature form. And they go for crazy amount of money, like especially American muscle cars. I mean, these people are willing to pay top dollar for these. But I picked up a lot of Nerf guns myself. Again, kind of like this. I made mistakes too. It was like kind of like I let myself buy on emotion, right? Kind of like Beanie Babies. I bought a ton of Beanie Babies and just got caught up in these like, you know, reselling supposedly bolos, but they're really not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I picked up a ton of Nerf guns. The problem with picking up toys for me is when I come home, my kids want all of them. So I got to sneak them in the house, you know what I'm saying? And look them up before I, you know, sometimes if it's not worth that much, I'm like, here, play with this. And then I'll take it back. Like when they go to sleep, I'll bring it back down.
I do that so quick. Like I'll buy a lot of Hot Wheels cars. I got a bag of like 50. No, I got them for free. Actually, it was on this Curve Alert. This lady was cleaning out her kid's room. I messaged her on Facebook. She goes, "Oh, I got more." And then I'm like, "Here, you can play with these." And I'm going through each car. I'm like, "Where's those red ones? Let me find them."
Yep. Or you could be like me, and then you find toys, and they end up right here on your shelf.
Yeah, and they never get sold. Yeah. What's up, Amphisa? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Yeah, and Dory said here, yep, she picked up some Nerf guns today.
I thought that was cool what Julian just said, though, like how people get into different categories. Like he said, now he's into Hot Wheels because he made a big purchase on them. He had no choice but to learn them, right? And so now he's all in, right? And that happens to all of us so many times. Like as a reseller, something I didn't know a lot about, all of a sudden, boom, I bought it. I took a risk on something that wasn't a high risk, 20 cents a piece, right? And now, next thing you know, that's what's something that you're into. Like you're all in on it. Yep. I think that's awesome. That's part of this life, right?
Mrs. Flips knows well. So we're training them well, Julian. You'd be proud. Our son has learned that 99% of the stuff we bring home is is for sale, not for him.
That's awesome.
You
gotta write a course on that. I'll buy it. We're planning on doing a yard sale pretty soon. He pulled a box of stuff out of his room and he's like, "Hey, Dad, sell these. I think they'll do good." And I'm like, "Thank you, son." Like, it's
like I'll trade you for that toy on the shelf in the shop.
Yep.
What's up, Mary Catch? How's it going? But hey,
how old is your son, Josh?
5 years old, man.
Wow, that's awesome.
5 years old, and he just got rid of some Mario toys. Just saying. We're gonna look them up.
Fire.
All right, we got another fun one, and here's what said Troy earlier. It is my man, Mountain Man Treasures, and speaking of Nerf, Super Soaker. I don't know if it looks vintage. He put this extra piece, which I think is a really cool tip. Bundling something together, having something else to go with it. You can increase that. Look at that sale, $51.75. And I've never seen that gun, but what I like about Troy is I can go to Troy's channel for the weird stuff. Like that dude. And if you just need a good radio voice, like to just sit around and listen to, Mountain Man Treasure, guys. Everybody, like I said, if you're new to the channel and new to the show, everybody's link will be in the description. We want to promote all of the great resellers that are putting out content. We love supporting that. But we're going to talk real quick about what he did there. I like that. He found a common part. He found another part for that. Jimmy or Julian, whichever one wants to go first. How does that work out? Are you moving better stuff that doesn't sell well by itself? Does bundling work? Does it mess with your shipping? What does that look like for you guys?
I actually part out a lot of stuff. So for example, I got a big vintage Star Wars purchase as well. And I got the what do you call those? The card in the back, and then the weapons. And then some of them come with like a little hologram or a comic book, or you know about that, Jimmy. I think you're big into toys. And sometimes I'll look up the guns, and the guns will go way more for a action figure brand new in the box, and the gun is inside of that package, but just the gun by itself used alone goes for much more money. I don't get it. I don't care. As long as they're buying, I'm selling. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I'll actually do the opposite. If something's not selling, instead of bundling it, I'll try to see if I could break it apart instead.
Smart.
I do a little bit of both. Like I like bundling up. Like I like bundling up toys that are like all the same line. Like if I find a bunch of I can't think of them right now. The Imaginext figures, like a bunch of Imaginext figures. I'll bundle them all up instead of trying to sell them individually. But then in the same breath, like Julian said, I'll take some So like a Wavebird controller for the GameCube. The controller is literally only worth $10, but that little receiver that comes with it is worth $50. So I'm gonna take that receiver, and if you list it by itself, it'll sell like that. Literally, you'll push list and it's sold. But if you bundle, if you keep the controller and the receiver together, it won't sell as fast because the person that needs that receiver doesn't want the controller with it. They just want that receiver. And it's because it's like a 5-channel receiver. It's universal with all these Wavebird controllers. So I'll do both. I'll do both.
Hey, thanks so much for stopping by, Paul. I know you got to run. Jimmy, I'm the same as you, man. Speaking of those Hot Wheel cars, I did some deals like that. Not that many, Julian, but I've picked up big lots like from antique shops and stuff. They'll have random 40 cars still in the packaging. And I'll do the same thing. I'll find the series line, like the Cybertronics 1 through 10, and I'll have 5 of them. I'll bundle those together because I'm getting them under $1 a piece. You know, it works out better to ship out 4 than 1. But then one of my like fun bolos, the vintage Sunbeam mixers. Okay, if you can find them complete, they're usually $5 to $15. I'll sell the beaters separately, the bowls separately. The little spindle tray on the bottom that the bowls sit on goes for $20. The beaters go for $45. The bowls go for $35. The handle on top goes for $15. The whole thing only goes for $45, $50. But I can part it out and make $95. So I get both sides. So sometimes I think it's better if it's a shipping issue. You're like, man, I'm gonna sell one Hot Wheels for $5, and then I gotta compete, so it's gotta be free shipping. I'm gonna make $2, or I'm gonna do free shipping. I'm gonna do 4 cars for $20. I'm still not even paying £1 in shipping, you know. So I try to
and it's less work.
Yeah, way less work. What's up? I see Jake joined in the chat. Thanks so much.
Jake?
And thank you.
Jake, I gotta.
I love.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm just looking at all the weird comments that everybody's talking about.
I gotta issue a public apology to Jake, man. On the last No Cap show, man, you know, we got into like this religious discussion, and you know, he was driving, and you know, one of my co-hosts said something that, you know, wasn't cool. So, you know, I'm sorry, brother. He did hit me up on the private DM, and I just wanted to say that in front of everybody as well. So
thanks so much, man. That's a good, honorable thing. Thanks, Julian.
I love Jake, man, and I hated that I hurt. You know what I'm saying? That he hurt because of something that I was involved in. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like reflected on that moment afterwards, and even now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I got to change some things up. I got to, you know, let my voice be heard a little more. So
no, that's good. Dory sharing those with my wife because, guys, my wife, now that she's full time. These are some things my wife talks about all the time: Pier 1 items and Calphalon pans. Guys, I had to make a display rack just for pots and pans in our shed. Okay, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. What's up, other Julian? Meet Julian. I mean, you guys have probably seen each other in the chat, but thanks so much for hanging out. We got Flippy McFlipperson. What's up, buddy? He said no need, but thank you. Yeah, Jake's such a good dude, and he's working really hard and being a dad. Those are always fun things. Always fun. But Jimmy, why don't you share this other one? I think some people know her name. Okay,
they may or may not know
people know who Kat the Nurse Flipper is.
Flipper, and I had never heard of this brand. And in this video, what I like this, it's Jamie Sadek. This is like a golf clothing line for women. What I liked is she brought up her phone in the video and showed comps on other items from this line, and like we're talking $100, $75 for a shirt.
Man,
she really broke it down and went in depth. And since we're starting to get into that outdoor, you know, golfing, outdoor activity season, it was good timing, and for her to introduce that brand that I had never even heard of. I'd never heard of it, you know. And I'm not much of a clothes seller, but I know that a lot of people do. Sell clothes, and that's one to definitely keep an eye out. Go into your sold listings under that name and look at it, and you won't believe. That's what Kat shared with everybody. She scrolled through her phone, just sharing it, and it was great information.
I think the reseller community has the strongest beard game on YouTube.
Beard gang.
But Dan, by the way, there's another brand. Dan wears the hat sometimes, Jimmy. Speaking of golf equipment, and he's told me, I just can't remember. I need to like write it down. There's a new golf brand that is like selling like fire, man. It's just Dan, if you're there, type it in there because you've told me before. And he's like, don't go for this, go for this. And I was like, and I looked it up, same thing. There's stuff out there. And clothing, Jimmy, you said something very important, and I'm glad Kat discussed that. Seasonal, okay? I'm not going after a lot of clothes. Julian, you said the same thing. I don't want to chase that rabbit hole. But right now, I will flip through the shirts real quick. Why? Because golf polos, Nike polos, like if I can get them at a cheap enough rate, they don't sit long, man. If you catch them in the right season, just like in the fall and winter, dude, I do great with winter coats. Like I can't. But like, is clothes on your radar temporarily, or Julian, you just saying, no, I washed my hands of it, I'm done?
No, man, I've really seriously considered it because I think just watching the success of other people on YouTube, like it's incredible. Even like with these vintage t-shirts, like I'm very into fashion. So like when I get in, I have a, what do you call it? I'm an extremist, right?
Yeah.
So when I get into something, I'm like 110%. I don't sleep, that's all I do. So some of these bigger categories have so many intricacies and things that you have to learn that I'm afraid to get into it because I'm going to be so far into it. Like, that's just why I'm staying away for now. But I think one day I will get into it. I have to.
That's so smart though, because I know some of my late listening lives at 3:30 a.m. Me and you were the only people talking, and I was like, he's on the East Coast. I don't know why I'm awake. I don't know why he's awake, but we're just gonna keep chatting.
Yeah.
And I want to bring up some fun ones from one of your videos, Julian, because some of the solds that were on this video were one of the lives where you and I were talking, and you were listing these items. It was like S truck. You were listing all this stuff one night. But man, I want you to tell the story on these trains, man. Holy cow.
Yeah.
What was that buy? What was that flip? Because these were all like a local pickup, right?
Yeah. So I bought, I want to say about 40 to 50 trains and then maybe another 100 train items. So they have like little figures, houses, buildings, tracks for $1,000, just $1,000 flat. And I got other stuff for free for buying that, like whatever. It was an estate sale, whatever else was in that house. And like, look at the sales on this. Just with these two alone, I made up my investment. But I sold so many things, bro, off of that buy.
That's so good. Yeah. And you had that local pickup. I remember you were listing these and you were telling me about them, dude. I started like, dude, I went to Goodwill, I think the next week and bought some trains. I was like, these trains ain't going for $30. I don't know what he got. And I was like, I was so like, when I watched that video and I went through and I was like, yeah, okay, Hess truck, $30. And I know you got a big lot of those. And you were like this. And I was like, local pickup, $650. Like, what did he find? But that's just research, man. Research is so important. Knowing how to look stuff up. People, if you're not checking soul comps, if you're not using Google Lens, if you're not using some of those sources to go find this stuff, how did you get that information on it? Where did you find it? What made you jump on it? What tools do you use kind of in your daily basis, Julian?
So when I was out in the estate sale, unfortunately, I didn't have good reception. Like there was no reception over there. So I kind of just went off of a feeling, and the feeling I went off of was like looking at everything else that was in the home, how these trains were kept like in immaculate condition. It just looked like this person spent a lot of money and many years collecting it. I asked the person, it was like a family run estate sale. I was like asking him questions like about the person and about the thing, just to kind of gauge like the value of it. And he was like, yeah, he collected these for years. One time his house got broken into and they didn't even think of taking these, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I gauged it over there. But for the most parts, the tools I use, I look at sold comps is my main source. Sometimes I'll even I'll use the Google Lens, but I forgot the name of the service, but it's like a service that you pay monthly for. And if you don't have any comps and, eBay only gives you like the last 3 months of sale, or 90 days. It goes back like 10 years. Worth Point. Yep, there you go. I heard Terra Peak has the service for free, but I haven't figured out how to use Terra Peak yet.
I think that's 1 year. I think Terra Peak does a year.
Yeah, it goes back a year. I use it a little bit.
Well,
Worth Point is like 13 years, bro.
Yeah.
Bryn's Gyms. I think she's saying these like comps and stuff are so helpful. You're welcome. Welcome to the channel. I haven't seen Bryn's Gyms before. And welcome Antiques from Karen. Oh, thanks. New subscriber. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. And there it is, Dan. Travis Matthew. Thanks so much, Dan. He was just telling me about it. And I was like, how do you like and I was like, oh yeah, Dan's the most amateur pro golfer. He knows all the pro golfer equipment. I love it, man.
He's the that's great.
I got to get into that. I seen people selling golf clubs for hella money.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But I don't know them enough because there's like a iron and a putter and a this and a that.
Yep. I don't know them very well either. I don't know how to hit them anyways. I know what they are, but I don't know how to hit them.
There's a good video about that, I think, somewhere, right, Jimmy?
Yeah. I think Dan made a video about it. Yeah, but sports equipment too right now. Like I just sold I bought a Frisbee for the first time. It was new in the package, like a vintage Frisbee. That thing sold pretty fast. And I was thinking about, people are out the park right now throwing Frisbees around, just getting out there.
Sold 3 of them for $30, man. I got them for 10 cents each. Vintage Frisbees.
Nice.
A 3 set.
Yeah.
What's up, Adam? I know his show just finished up. He had some great guests on there as well. Thanks for jumping in, man. I think that's where the wave of people, they were waiting for Adam's show to finish up, man, because he's crushing it over there. And he tried to sell my wife. Don't do that, Adam. He says, I got a big lot of men's clothing that I can just sell to you for a great price. No, we don't need it, man. We don't need it. Unless it's in the wintertime and it keeps me warm.
All right. Hey, what's up, Greg?
There he is. He was the first commenter, and now he's back. But hey, right here, I want to talk about the icing on the cake because this was the same deal, right, Julian?
Yeah.
Tell me about this thing.
Dude, that thing is massive. So the guys came to pick up the trains that they had purchased from me, and they're like, hey, do you have any other train items? And I'm like, yeah, I have these tracks, I have these things that I haven't listed yet. As I'm pulling out the tracks, there's like bins that were in front of that boat that was there in front of that ship, and as I'm pulling them out, they're like, what is that back there? And they're looking at it, like, how much do you want for that? So I sold that on the spot, $350 cash, on top of like a little bit over 1,000 that they spent on me. So
all right, anybody else, can you raise your hand right now in the video if you had a local pickup for $1,000 and then they spent another $300 before they left? Dude, that was a great week for you, man. Like you were crushing.
That was a great day.
Yeah. Let alone week. That's a great day. Cash in hand.
That was a great day. Yep.
Dan says yes. Learn about selling golf clubs with Dan and Carolina Thrifter Case. He's got the link right there, guys. If you want to get that info, Dan is my go-to when I have questions on clubs, man. And I even know there's other resellers. I like the guy that plays. He taught me the trick that he goes, guys getting into the sport are the ones that are going to buy the clubs. I said, why? He goes, golfers play at status. For us, and you've noticed, you got to have the new Jordans, right? You got to have the new Yeezys. Golfers got to have the new clubs. So what are they doing with their old ones? Thrift store, yard sale. And he's like, I was like, that's such good info, Dan. I was like, that's so good.
Yeah.
What's up, Annie?
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, you got to go golf on a budget. It's not easy.
Yeah. It's an expensive sport. So used clubs, man, they do sell really well.
Yep.
My wife just picked up a really nice iron set. But man, there's one last little piece of breaking news, and this is for everybody in the chat. If you saw the YouTube banner, your boy finally had to do it, okay? We finally had to be official with the logo, okay? Yes, we have the logo. We got stickers, y'all.
Ooh.
Man. We decided on the F3. Let me get the glare off there. The F3 logo. Something fun. I've been contemplating it for a while. I was gonna wait till I hit 1K, but I'm wanting to start, thank you notes in my packages and really sending stuff out, man, just to be supportive in the community and stuff like that, man. I'm having fun. Oh, thanks so much, y'all. You're too nice. But yeah, new logo, working on the branding, and those are good tips that you've given me, Julian, just helping and supporting in the way you did with Jimmy. I started paying more attention to Jimmy's Instagram. I was like, oh, Jimmy's got them reels now. And
lately, but it's fun. It's fun making a reel. I just don't have time to make a reel.
Same thing, man. What are your good practices on consistency, Julian? Going even from, how you did promotion and stuff like that. What's that consistency and how can that pay off? Or do you have any tricks on being consistent, man?
Man, I'm a very inconsistent person myself, so I'll probably be the worst person to answer that question. I think, I'll take it this way. I think consistency in your branding, though, is important. So, regardless of the frequency of, how often you're dropping a video or something like that. But if you can stick, like, I love that you did that logo. So now you can brand all your videos with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that recognizability that you're creating for yourself. And if you stay consistent with that or consistent with colors, it could just be in anything. It doesn't have to be in time. It could be in, like I said, in colors, in fonts that you use I handle my church's social media.
Yeah.
So like I've identified, I just set aside like a group of 4 fonts, that those 4 fonts are the only ones I'm using in anything that goes out, whether it's printed, digital, whatever it is. And it creates that consistency where the viewer knows when this font comes up, it identifies it with the church.
It's a brand. It has its own recognition, which is smart. I mean, anytime I see a yield sign now, I'll just wait for it to say old school flips on there.
Come on.
Anytime, man. Or now, no, I think of old school flips now when I just see Transformer anything. Like that's how they, if you guys go check it out, drop them a super chat on Friday night and see what that cool video does. It just makes you think of Transformers. I mean, it pretty much is.
Yeah.
But hey,
I saw this interesting study just real quick. I'm so sorry.
You're good. I was just going to say shout out to Kaiser. He just jumped in. So yeah, man.
Kaiser. That's like one of my favorite YouTubers ever. So I saw this interesting study where they set up people and they showed them different logos, and it was like, let's say Coca-Cola and Mobil and like all these really huge recognizable brands, but they started with the same letter that the brand starts with, all different letters in the middle and then the same letter at the end, and like people just automatically read it like Coca-Cola. Like, what does that say? Oh, it says Coca-Cola. But then they're like, no, stop and really look at it. And what does that doesn't even make sense. That's not even a word. But just because it has that brand, like people automatically recognize it. That was so interesting to me when I saw that.
Oh, Suze, you said, how can I get a sticker? Hey, hit me up on Instagram. Flips finds fun. This is my first batch, and I'll definitely send some out. They're really lightweight to mail out. So if you want one, hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to do that. It was my first little test run. But yeah, man, and I'm so sorry, guys. We typically don't have this happen. I think he's ready for a weather update now. Guys, just hold on. We're gonna just double check.
Come on, Josh. We went through this already. I'm not on this show, but you can find me on Friday nights on Score over on Old School Flips channel with Jimmy and Jeff. Friday nights, 9:30 Eastern, 7:30 Mountain Standard. See you guys there.
Okay, so I like one raining. Like I got a yard sale this Saturday. I mean, but anyway, guys, just tune in. Maybe next week he'll be ready. But I definitely want to promote that. I love promoting what Jimmy's doing. I love that little get together. But man, let everybody know for you, Julian, what's in the works, man. What's in the pipeline? How can people stay connected with you? What can they be looking out for 3Gen Hustle. Can we even get a sneak peek of maybe what a new channel name might be? You know, any breaking news, man? Any breaking news?
Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff that I've been working hard on behind the scenes. I'm starting a reseller magazine, printed and digital. You know, when I started in the music industry, that was like the first project I ever did is, you know, produce a magazine, and it was based out of New York City. So I'm taking all those skills that I gained and then applying them to this community. And then I'm also working on a mobile app for resellers where, you know, you'll have stuff like that, like seasonal, you know, bolos, things to look out for, a community section where we could all just gather as opposed to being like on lives and stuff like that. It'll just be like a nice message board. So I've been working on a lot of stuff. No one knows this, even the people in they know about the magazine, but like no one really knows that I've been working on that. So I could give you that exclusive
right here
information
on the source report. Julian's bringing it to you.
Breaking news.
When he won't talk to us anymore because his 3 million downloads on his app. Like when he's too good for us, this is why you will remember this show, that he is the coolest reseller in the world.
Right.
Will you at least like even give me an automated like autograph someday? Like just
no need, bro. No need for all of that, man. I'm just humble. You know, I'm so grateful to be able to find this community. You know, I used to be a very different person, and I've changed my life around, and a lot of it has to do with eBay. And one of my next videos that I want to put out is how I sold my way out of a depression. When I was in the music industry and left it, you know, it was a humbling experience because, you know, one day I'm, you know, on stage, you know, doing a concert, 56,000 people at Giant Stadium. And, you know, a month later, I'm in the Poconos working at a cubicle, and it took a big shot to my ego. And I want to put a video out on how I came out of that depression. And so that'll probably be like my next video there.
I like that, man. That's a good concept. And I think you can speak volumes into that, man. When you told me the first time I met you and you're like, I don't know about jumping on YouTube. And then you're like, oh yeah, but I used to do all this other stuff. And I was like, what?
But I was behind the scenes always. That I was never in front. I was always behind. I was always so it's easier that way.
There is the link to Friday night. Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I like that because I have, you know, similar yet different story of how I got here and how much it's helped me, you know, and changed my life. So I like that a lot. That's a great idea. I really like. I look forward to seeing something like that, man.
That'd be so good. Like me and my wife talk about it all the time, man. This community, you know, when things got tough, I started, guys, in celebratory. I totally forgot last week. I've been on YouTube for a year now. It's been fun. What? We've been reselling for a year and 2 months. So this journey is just awesome. But man, meeting Jimmy gave me my first ever like shout out promotion on a show he used to host. Me and Dan connected really well. I've made connections with people better through the reselling community. Dan's even talked about that a little bit. He was like, man, when I got to know this community, Dan doesn't resell everybody. Breaking news alert. Dan the Answer Man doesn't resell.
Get out.
But we've made connections in this community, and I think we've been able to learn a lot and grow a lot, and it's been so good. Hey, you already got, okay, the app sounds awesome. Julian, that's cool. And then Chandra said, can I sign up for the beta testing on the app?
That's a great idea, though. Yeah.
You're right. She said, yeah, right. A bunch of beta testers.
I mean, that's how you do it, right? Like, that's how you work out the kinks and get a good test run in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big time, man. Well, Jimmy, any breaking news for Jimmy?
Breaking news? No, not really. Had a rough week. Had a rough week on eBay. I mean, I'm having because I just got a GoPro, so that's breaking news, and I'm terrible at it so far. But I'm gonna get a mount for it. But I sold my old Sony camera that. Everybody that's watched my YouTube channel knows all my videos were shot on that old Sony camera. Mm-hmm. And I sold that Sony camera, and it doesn't work, is what the person that bought it says. I'm like, here's what you do. You go to my YouTube channel and look at all those videos that are on there, and every single video on there was shot with that camera. So don't tell me it don't work. So other than that, no, except for that, I'm dealing with that. They haven't shipped it yet, though, because I think I told him, yeah, it worked when I shipped. I have plenty of videos to prove that, and I'll be verifying the serial number when I get it back before I give you a refund. And
That's
they haven't
good.
shipped it yet. So.
I had the opposite week. I had the opposite week of you, Jimmy. They finally closed. We haven't got the email, but they stopped holding my money on that cursed karaoke machine. We finally got our like $378 that we've been waiting on for 3 months because this person said they're, and this is not to speak against it, but they're like, my son's autistic. He accidentally purchased this $370 karaoke machine. And she goes, I'd like you to refund it now. I've already contacted the authorities and my bank for I was like, that's in your home, ma'am. Like, you want them to arrest your child? Like, you want money back from me? I was like, and sadly, she contacted me and we had shipped it out that night. And so eBay contacted me and they said, hey, we need you to go ahead and clear this up. And I said, I already did. Told her I'd refund her if she just, as soon as it gets there, put return to sender. Like, just send it back to me. You know, whatever she's got to do. And they're like, are you sure it's in her possession? I was like, it needed signature authentication or whatever. I was like, she signed for it. She has it. So they've been looking at it for the last 60 some days. And then we finally, oh my goodness, we finally got our money back. That was a scary one. Super scary.
A lot of money.
What's Dan talking about? Have I broke anything? What?
Jimmy, have you broke any body parts on items in your house?
Or items in your house.
Or items in your house. I think he's setting you up for Friday night score, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. But there may be something. There may be something in the pipeline.
I don't think I broke anything that I can think of. No. Maybe he knows. Maybe Dan has a good memory. He'll remind me if I told him the story.
Yeah. It'll be, what is it called? Story time? I wish I had that video to play right now.
It's story time.
Oh my goodness.
It's terrible.
Yo, Josh, I'm curious to know, like, ever since Mrs. Flips went full time, how has your business gone? I mean,
we try not to boast, but you can catch out my most recent video that 2 days of sales paid our mortgage. That was pretty good. No, we've consistently, just going by eBay. We've stayed on eBay. Beginning of the year, we were going to look at, other platforms, but Jimmy gave me some really good advice. He said, if the main thing and you gave it all the attention, it's not broken, why are you going to go run to something else? Why take the time to cross post if you're really doing well on one? And I think that's the model we've gone with. We've still dabbled with, should we try Facebook Marketplace a little more? We do local on Facebook Marketplace, but our 90-day running totals at we're consistently at 24,000 in sales. We're getting our largest payouts we've ever got. Jimmy, I think you said this last week. This past week was our second largest payout we've seen. We've been able to consistently hit our sales goals. We're trying to do 300 listings a month. We've been able to do that. So the store has grown, the sales have grown. It's working on our new schedule in a shed. That's the most part. It's the holy cow. We can't wait till Sunday night to pack up 27 items at 9:00 at night, because then you get no listing done. It's working on the balance now. But Mrs. Flips has been crushing it, y'all. She is finding $150 item one after the next. She's just
she's sourcing now. Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, she's sitting right over here at the couch, so she knows I can see her. I'll call her. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. And it's like my ears ring, and I'm like, that's a Goodwill speaker in the background. And she's like, oh, yeah, I just ran out real quick, but then I can't be mad. She comes home, and she's like, this thing, I saw a video, and I remember seeing it on the store shelf, so I went back and I got it. It's $150. And I'm like, I mean,
you created a monster.
Oh yeah. Friday is date day for us. We still drop our son off at grandma's and we go source dating. Like, it's fun, man.
That's fire, man. That's goals right there.
DVDs, media mail. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's what it was. Josh, you asked Jimmy if he had any breaking news. Did you break anything? But yeah, Julian, dude, thanks so much, man. Thanks for dropping some of that late breaking stuff. Guys, once again, subscribe. Anybody we covered in here, if you like those comps, that was just a snippet of some of the reseller community that's out there. And if you are interested that we can cover some of your sold comps, we want to check your videos out. If you're dropping new stuff, I saw Larry was dropping a video pretty soon. Like, drop us a link on Instagram. We want to get connected with you. We're filling up our guests. I got a couple more lined up. We got some great guests in the pipeline. I'm telling you, keep tuning into the Source Report, where you can find your latest and greatest and weirdest reseller news. But man, I'm going to remember this day when that app drops. That's what I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember this day right now. I'm going to be like, I know that guy. I know that guy. No, that'll be so cool, man. But everybody, have a great night. But be sure to tune in Friday night. I know where I'll be. Jimmy, is that where you'll be Friday night? In your basement? Score, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. What did I say? Mountain Central, right? 7:30.
Mountain Central.
What?
Mountain Central. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Be sure.
Thank you.
Dan got it right there.
I want to say, make sure you check them out on Instagram too, and check us. All of us on Instagram. You can message us on there. We'll help you guys. Answer questions. Man, I'm getting an echo. I must do something with my microphone. But yeah, Instagram's a good place to get hold of all three of us too. So hit us up on there too.
Everybody in this live is willing to answer questions, help out, do what we can. Like I said, if you just want to learn some cool tips and tricks on maybe your promotion of your YouTube channel, definitely hit up Julian. I love what Jimmy said. He'll take you through that course, man. That's so good. Thank you for your humble heart, Julian. Thank you for just being a great dad and a great son, helping your father out, man. That's such good stuff. But guys, we're going to wrap it up here. 20 in the chat. You guys are just phenomenal. I love this. But we get a lot of people rewatching this. So if you're rewatching this, subscribe to Jimmy, subscribe to Julian, subscribe to all the guys we covered today, and go out there. I end my show this way. It's on the sticker. Make the world a better place, a sale and a smile. One of those things at a time. We're all going to make this world a way better place. There we go. Sub 3 Gen. I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yo, Josh, thank you so much, Jimmy. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys. And we will see you Friday night on The Score.